Hello guys, welcome to another video. In this video, we will talk about the perimeter of circle, uh, parallelogram and triangle as well as their areas. So I hope you will have fun. Okay, so this is the second part of the area and perimeter series. The perimeter of a parallelogram is 2 into length plus breadth. For example, length equal 3 and breadth equal 5, then perimeter equal 16. 2 into 3 plus 5. Okay, so is the same, the perimeter of parallelogram is the same like a rectangles because of the property of parallelograms that opposite sides are equal. So rectangles are actually parallelograms. So any parallelogram, okay, any parallelogram has opposite sides equal, so it will be a plus b plus c plus d. A and c are equal, b and d are equal, so we will do 2 into, I taught in the previous video also, 2 into I guess 2 into a and c are equal, and plus 2 into d. Okay, 2 into d. So we'll use distributive property. These two are same. So these are two are common. So we'll take it out and then 2 into a plus d, and then that is length and breadth. Okay. So to find length of parallelogram, if perimeter is given, do p by 2 minus w to get the length, and vice versa for breadth. So actually this should be b instead of w. It can be width or breadth, both are same, so it is fine. So this is the same like that of the rectangle. For example, if we were given 3 as the length of the parallelogram but not the breadth, and perimeter as 16, we could have done 16 by 2, which is 8, then 8 minus 3, which is 5, to get the breadth. Okay, as you can also see in the example. Okay. So the perimeter of a triangle. So the perimeter of the triangle is very easy. Just all this, the sum of all the sides. Okay, it is super easy. For example, a equal 3, b equal 4, and c equal 6. Then perimeter equal 3 plus 4 plus 6, which equal 13. So it is super easy, and I don't need to explain why it is that so, because the perimeter is the outer boundary. This is a, b, and c. So we will just take the sum of them. To find any side of triangle, if perimeter is given and two sides are given, do p minus a plus b. So for example, if it was a was given and b was given, and we had to find c, and the perimeter was 13. So we'll do 3 plus 4 7, 13 minus 7, which is equal to 6. And then for example, if a b and c are given, then a is not given and perimeter is 13, then 4 plus 6 10, 13 minus 10 is 3. So it is very easy. Okay, so they can use certain properties according to the triangles. So if, for example, if it is an equilateral triangle, even if we are just given one side, we can do 3 into side, because in an equilateral triangle all sides are equal. And if it's a isosceles triangle, and then we are given in isosceles triangle two sides are equal. So if we are given one side and said that this side is not equal to the other sides, then we can simply do 2s plus the plus 10, for example, equal 23, and then we can simplify it, okay, to get the side. So now, perimeter of a circle. The perimeter of circle is 2 pi r. First of all, I will tell you what is pi. Pi is a constant which is obtained by the ratio of the circumference of the circle to its diameter. Okay. For example, take this example only. In this, the radius is 7, diameter is double of the radius, so this will become 14. Okay, this will become 14. So if we take out the ratio of 44 to 44 to 14, we cancel it out. We should get 22 by 7. Yes, 2 20 into 22 is 44, and 2 into 7 is 14. And we cannot simplify it more. This is 22 by 7, and this is the value of pi. The value of pi in decimal form is 3.14, but I recommend you to use the fractional form, as mostly all the calculations that come, they are not into 10, into 100, into 1000 like that. So I recommend you to use the fractional form. But if it comes like the radius has 10, then you can use the fractional form. Okay, so okay, yes. So perimeter of a circle is 2 pi r. For example, radius equals 7, then perimeter equal 2 into 22 by 7 into 7, which equal 44. This cancel out 1, 1, 22 into 22 is 44. So first of all, uh, we can also write it as pi d, d as diameter, because 2r diameter is the double of radius. So it is just the abbreviation. So we can use pi d also, but r is the basic form. No, like r is mostly used. Okay, so we can use d also, but we will only use r. Okay, it is the more widespread used formula, 2 pi r. Okay, so so why is this formula, how is this formula obtained? So it is very easy how to tell. Okay, so so I have given you that pi. Okay, pi is equal to circumference of circle, I'll take as c, over diameter of circle as d. Okay, so okay, yes. So for example, if we write the formula as pi d, yes, 2 instead of 2 pi r pi d, pi d. Okay, we are need to find the circumference, right? So we can just transpose this d to the other side. Yes, the division becomes multiplication, so it will become pi d. So pi into diameter equals circumference, and then we can simplify diameter into 2 into the radius of the circle, so it will become 2 into r, so 2 pi r. Okay, so it has in proven that the ratio of the circumference of the circle to the diameter is always 22 by 7. So no need to worry that is how the constant, the pi could be a variable or whatever. It is always a constant. Okay, it will always be 22 by 7. So to find radius of circle, if perimeter is given to pi p by 2 by w by pi. Okay, for example, if it was given that the radius, the perimeter is 44 and we need to find the radius. So what we'll do is we'll first divide the perimeter by 2, as first we are multiplying by 2, then 22. Okay, and then we will we get 22, right? And then we will divide 22, we will divide pi, uh, mm, we will divide 22 by pi, so it will become 22. Okay, into 7 by 22, so 7 by 22, so these both cancel out, 1 1, and we get 7. Okay, so yes, yes, so circumference equal 2 pi r. Okay, so now let's go on to area. So the area of a parallelogram is base into height. For example, base equals 3 and height equals 5. then perimeter equal 3 into 5, which equal 15. So this is where things get fun. Okay, so so yes. So first of all, how did we derive this formula base into height? Okay, so as you can see in the picture, this is the height. Okay, this part is the height, right? And if we take the part to the left of the height, so this part, and we put, like, if we invert it and you put it over here, then you will get a rectangle, right? See, a rectangle, we get a rectangle. If we, for example, I'll make a parallelogram. Okay, and so the height is always perpendicular to the base. So this is the base, this line is the base, side is the base. Okay, so this, if we take this part, okay, and we, wait a second, wait a second. Okay, wait a second. So I'll erase all of it. Take this as the parallelogram. Wait a second. I'll draw another parallelogram. Okay. Take this as the parallelogram. Okay, and this is the height. For example, okay, we cut this part, this whole part. Okay, we take this whole part. Okay, I'll just draw it over here. I'll just escape the presentation. Keep. So I'll go here. Uh, this is over here. Yes. So for example, I'll take this, and how can I rotate? So actually I don't need to rotate. Okay, so I can just move it over here, right? And I know it is a bit wait a second, I know it is a bit not clear, but just see. Okay, uh, felt it. I cut this part. Okay, I don't need this part. So if you can see closely, this is a rectangle, right? This is a rectangle. So actually a parallelogram can be broken into a rectangle. So isn't that fun? Isn't it amazing? So if the height can be, if the height is actually the breadth, this is the height. Okay, this is the height. If the height is actually the breadth of the rectangle which we form, we can just use the formula length into breadth, right? So that is why we take the height of the parallelogram, because the part to the left of the height, or the part within the height, this or this also can be done. So we'll take the smaller part. This part can be turned into to make the parallelogram a rectangle. So this side is actually the breadth of the rectangle. Okay, wait a sec. Sorry, this not this side. This side is actually the breadth of the rectangle. Okay. Yes. Okay. So we can just do base into height, and be careful that the base is the line, is the place where the height starts from. As you can see, this is the base and this is the height. For example, if this was the base, then this wouldn't be the height. Actually, this would be the height. Okay. Okay. The base changes according to the place where the height starts. Okay. To find the base of a parallelogram, if area is given to b by h and vice versa for height. For example, if the base was given as 3 but not the height, and we need to find the height. and the area was given as 15. We can just do 15 by 3 to get the height. And the same for the height. If it was given height and breadth was not given, we can do 15 by 5 to get 3 as the base. Okay. So the area of a rectangle is half into breadth into base into height. For example, base equals 6 and height equals 3. Then perimeter. This should be area, not perimeter. Area. Okay. Is equal to 3 into 6 equal, which is equal to 18. Okay. So how did we derive this formula for the triangle? So I'll go on to the uh, parallelogram in a bit. I'll go to the parallelogram. I'll erase all the ink. Okay, so see, this is a parallelogram, right? If we cut it in half, okay. For example, this is the half, okay. Not a triangle. Wait a second. Half into base into height. Yes. So for example, I'll draw a parallelogram. Okay, if we cut the paragraph, if we draw a triangle of the parallelogram, we get two triangles, right? This triangle and this triangle. And as we know the opposite side of the, we also know that the triangles formed by the diagonals of the parallelogram are always equal. So this triangle is equal to this triangle. Okay. So if this triangle equal this triangle, we can simply find the height. We can simply do half of the area of the parallelogram. So base into height is the area of the parallelogram. We cut into half and it forms two triangles. Then to find the area of one triangle, we can just do half into base into height. Right? We can also do base into height by 2. That is the same. Okay. So it is, the triangles are actually a part of a parallelogram. Okay. Second. Okay. Yes. So I'll also cut this into half. So as you can see, this triangle equal this triangle. Okay, this triangle equal this triangle. So we can just do half into base into height to find the area of one triangle. Okay. So to find any height of triangle, if perimeter is given, do P by B and vice versa for base. Okay, so actually this formula is wrong. It should be P into 2. Okay, because we also transpose this half. P into 2 by the whole. Okay, the whole by the base. Okay, and vice versa for the height, not the base. And this should be area. Okay, so sorry for the mistakes. Okay, this should be base, this should be height, this should be area. Okay. Okay, so okay, yes, so now, and okay, so the for this all of this should be area, this should be area, this should be area, this should be area. So sorry for the mistakes. Okay, so the area of a circle is pi r squared. Okay, so for example, r equals 7, then perimeter equal 22 by 7 into 7 squared. This is squared. So first we will do 7 squared. Remember this. By board mass. First we do 7. First we do exponents, then multiplication. Okay, so 22 by 7 into 49. 7 squared. 7 into 7 49. This one. This is 1. This is 7. 7 into 22 is 154. Okay, so why do we get, how did we derive this formula? So so amazing fact is that the radiuses of the circle can be divided into a rectangle. So this is one radius, this is second radius. So I am not drawing the this this radii of the circle. Yes, I am not drawing the actual radii like how they will come in a rectangle. Okay, I'm just drawing a little bit. So yes, wait a second. I'll just draw a small rectangle because there are many radii. I'll like these are I am making parts, but these are not a real radii because they are really difficult to make by using the pen included in the PowerPoint. Okay, so if we take the radius, okay, so actually this this over here, the length is actually radius, and this part is actually the wait a second, this over here, this. So this is actually the circumference. Okay. So the we know the perimeter of a circle is pi r. It is 2 pi r, right? Pi d. Okay. So um just wait for 30 seconds. For so sorry. Okay. So actually this is half of the circumference. This side is half of the circumference. Okay. So actually this is half of the circumference, as the other side is also the circumference. This side is also the circumference. Half. Okay. So half circumference, half plus half circumference is the full circumference, because if we take all the radius together, this whole circle, boundary of the circle, we get as the circumference. So this side is half and this side is half of the circumference. Okay. So the area of the rectangle, half for the area of a rectangle is length into breadth, which is radius into half of circumference. Okay, length into breadth, right? So if you half of circumference into radius, so we need to find the half of the circumference. So we know the value. So we know the formula for the circumference. Half. So it is 2 pi r, half into 2 pi r. So this is the half of the circumference. This is the circle circumference formula, and this is the half of the circumference. Okay, into the breadth, and the breadth is the radius, right? Okay, into the radius. So if we just cancel the things out, this whole cancels with this whole, right? Then pi r. So pi r into r, so it will be pi r into r, so we get pi r squared. Okay, so I hope you got it. Okay, so I'll just explain a bit again, like in less time. So we take the radius, all the radiuses of the circle, and all the radiuses form a rectangle. Okay, so the length of the rectangle is the radius, and the breadth is half of the circumference, as this side forms half and this side forms half to get the full circumference. Okay, so the area of the rectangle will be length into breadth, which will be half circumference into the radius. Half of circumference is 1 by 2 into 2 pi r, and the whole will be multiplied by r. So half and 2 cancel out, and then pi r into r can be represented as pi r squared. So we get pi r squared. To find radius of circle, if area is given, to square root of p by pi. Okay, for example, p perimeter is 154. 154 into 7 by 22 is, okay, 154 into 7 by 22. This is actually 7 not 2. 7 by 22, right? 22 into 7. Yes, 22 into 7 is 134. 7 into 154. 7 into 7 is 49. Square root of 49 is 7, and we get the radius. Oh, thank you for watching my video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you understood how to find the area and perimeters and how did we derive the formulas. And in the next video I will teach you about squares and square roots and how to find them. Okay, squares we can easily find, but square roots we need to use a different method. I'll teach you that in the next video. Bye.